How many of you deal with painful relationships at your workplace, problematic situations, challenging environment? And how many of you choose to talk to everybody else about that person, but not the person himself? Resonates? Great. I'm Astha Tatia, your happiness coach. If you have a problem with me, then talk to me. Then talk to me. Absolutely. You know, we struggle with relationships in our workplace, in the organizations, and we often are wondering, rather blaming that this person just doesn't understand. He has this challenge. I've told him so many times not to do this, but he does this. Or, this is how he behaves. This is what he does. He's inefficient. We just label people's behaviors, their acts, right? And we talk about those labels, we talk about those instances to everybody in the organization, right? But we will not walk up to the person and tell him that, hey, I have a challenge here. I think there's some gap. Can we just talk and figure it out? We rarely do that. And that is what gives rise to the groupism, office politics, which is such a big challenge. And the thing with communication gap is, the thing with dampening relationships is that it only grows more and more. The gap becomes wider and wider, and you are just wondering. Now imagine if somebody has a challenge, if somebody is dealing with something against you, and he or she walks up to you and tells you in a responsible manner, how would you feel? How would you feel? Would you prefer that person walking up to you directly, or would you want him to go and talk to everybody around the organization? Then what makes you think that others do not want it? Rather, walking up to people and telling them in their faces is only going to strengthen the relationship and enhance your credibility. Try doing that. Okay, so just spare the stress, the anxiety to everybody else, because when you get to hear it from somebody else that you have been talking this whole thing and you have been speaking like this or that, it for sure is a dampener. It sours the relationship. So if you do not want to wonder what has happened to the team bonding or what has happened to your camaraderie, and even if it's your boss, please go ahead, take the ownership, be responsible, and talk about the problem directly to the person with whom you have the problem rather than with anybody else. No matter it's your friends who are there, who you are talking to, and you trust them, still do not do it. You never know, every person we talk to, we trust completely. And every person he or she further talks to, he trusts them completely. But that's how it spreads. And it does its work for you. So please go straight to the person who you have a challenge with, where there's a pain, and tell him in a responsible manner. And just see how things completely turn around. You'll have the best bonding, you'll have the best relationships, and it's going to be phenomenal. And zero stress. Absolutely. Okay, so please go ahead and do this and enjoy. Bye-bye.